On the night of December 3rd, 1976, 7 armed men drove through the gates of Bob Marley's home in Kingston, Jamaica. They opened fire. Marley was shot. His wife Rita was shot in the head. His manager took bullets, shielding Marley's body. The gunmen sped away into the night, and in nearly 50 years, not a single person has ever been formally charged. Welcome to Dark Waters, where we cover the cases that were buried, forgotten, or never solved. Today's case isn't just a crime story. It's a story about music, politics, power, and one of the most dangerous questions you could ask in 1970s Jamaica. Whose side are you on? This is the attempted assassination of Bob Marley, and the truth behind it goes all the way to Washington, D.C. Stay with me, because what one of the gunmen said before he died will change everything you think you know about this case. In 1976, Jamaica was reeling from political violence. The streets of Kingston resembled a war zone. Food supplies were running short. Power cuts were common. Weapons had flooded the island. At the centre of it all was a brutal rivalry between the People's National Party, linked to Cuba and Russia, and the Jamaica Labour Party, backed by the United States CIA. Both parties wanted one thing: the support of Bob Marley. Because Bob Marley wasn't just a musician. Time magazine had called him a political force to rival the government. Marley refused to be used. He organised a free concert, the Smile Jamaica concert, with one condition: no politics, just peace, just unity. Then the government moved the election date to coincide with the concert, and suddenly Bob Marley's peaceful gesture looked like a political endorsement. He was furious, and he was now a target. 2 nights before the concert, the target on Marley's back became very real. At 8:30 p.m, 2 white Datsun compacts drove through the gates of Tuffgong, from which the longtime guards had mysteriously disappeared. Rita Marley was shot in the head in the driveway. The bullet passed within 1 inch of her brain. Marley was shot in the chest and arm. His manager, Don Taylor, threw himself in front of Marley and took multiple bullets to his body. The gunmen sped off. By some miracle, nobody died. 2 days after being shot, Bob Marley walked onto that stage. He pulled open his shirt and showed the crowd his wounds. He pointed to his arm, he pointed to his chest, and then he played for 90 minutes. During the concert, he invited both the Prime Minister and the opposition leader onto the stage, and physically made them clasp hands in front of 80,000 people. But the question that has never been answered is, who sent those 7 men to Hope Road that night? One of the shooters answered that question right before he was killed. Both Taylor and Marley were present when the gunmen were tried and executed in a ghetto court. According to Taylor, before one of the shooters died, he claimed that the CIA had signed them up to kill Marley. A Marley biographer concluded that a JLP gunman was contracted by the CIA to organise the shooting. The logic was simple. Jamaica sat just miles from Cuba. The CIA was working to prevent socialist governments taking hold in the Caribbean. Bob Marley, with his anti-colonial message and his massive global following, was seen as a threat. The CIA has always denied involvement. No charges were ever filed, and the men who pulled the triggers were executed, taking whatever they knew with them to their graves. But the shooting wasn't the end of the story. Some believe what came next was even more sinister. In July 1977, just months after the shooting, Bob Marley was diagnosed with malignant melanoma, a rare form of cancer, under his toenail. He refused amputation, citing his Rastafarian faith. The cancer spread to his lungs, to his brain. On May 11th, 1981, Bob Marley died at just 36 years old. And then the conspiracy theories began. A story emerged, never verified, widely disputed, that a mysterious visitor had given Marley a pair of shoes before the Smile Jamaica concert, that a copper wire inside the shoe had pierced his toe, that this was how the cancer began. The CIA has denied everything. No evidence has ever been produced. But the question has never fully gone away, because the official story has always had gaps. And in those gaps, for nearly 50 years, the theories have grown. Whether the CIA pulled the strings, whether it was pure political violence, or whether the truth lies somewhere in between, we may never know. The files are classified, and the man who might have told us the most is buried in the hills of 9 Mile, Jamaica. What we know for certain is this: nobody was ever formally charged for shooting Bob Marley, and that is a fact that should disturb every single one of us. Subscribe to Dark Waters. New case every Tuesday and Friday. Do you think the CIA was behind it? Tell me below. I'll see you in the next case.